Third down and 11. Dunhill stands in the pocket, throws up top. Oh, wide open and incomplete. Bouncing out of the hands of his receiver. Adam Banks was the target, and he's got the Louisiana Blues.
Apparently he does, because you know what happened. Look, and that's something that's uncharacteristic of him. Like I said, I've said it many times before. In Louisiana, we called him Mr. Third Down. Why? He would always come up with that big third down catch, and maybe it was a little bit too easy for him, right? He was wide open, hit him right in the chest, and just couldn't haul it in. And now Carolina's looking to get the ball back.
So Charleston, yeah.
Charleston.
Well, technically it's South Carolina.
Yeah, it's Carolina.
So still, we could just say Carolina both times, no matter who has the ball, and technically it'd be true. But that would be awfully confusing and not very accurate. Charleston's offense now on the field. Iman Kopak in at quarterback for the Predators. 29 of 44, 445 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions last week. He was my offensive honorable mention for week 4. See how he's able to perform tonight. He's going to start with a handoff and a nice run up the middle. That one going to Nick Hoagland, who picks up 6.
Yeah, and that's something they're going to have to do, I think, to be successful and to win game, and to establish that running game right now, because on average across everybody who rushes the ball, they are under 3 yards a carry at just over 2.5 yards a carry. They got to be a little bit better than that if they want to be successful on the ground.
Going back down to the ground for this one. Going with Ian Francis this time. He'll pick up a couple. Setting him up with a 3rd and 3. Kopak is the quarterback. You just saw Hoagland and Francis. Brad Taylor Wright at fullback. The wide receivers, Doug Spelling, Nick Twice, Michael Knight, and Doug Britton. A pair of Dougs at wideout. And a pair of tight ends, Leon Sandcastle and Xavier Solomon, who's been playing pretty good this season too. Francis is going to run it for the first down, crossing the 30-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Predators.
And that was something interesting, right, that I really didn't think I would see, right? 3rd and about medium-ish to short, and they run the ball right there, right? I mean, 3 straight runs by Charleston. When's the last time we saw that?
First down and 10 from the 32. Kopak, his first pass of the night, and that one is complete to who else? Doug Britton, the 10-season, 5-time All-Star veteran, 2nd season now with the Predators, gets the catch, picks up 7.
Look, I don't know if anybody realized it, but I think Doug Britton is probably the most forgotten, underrated players in the league, especially for his impact that he's able to do and kind of put out there on the field. So he's a game changer.
Speaking of impact, Dan Dash, Shravan Prasad just absolutely crushed Francis on that one. 3rd down and 2. Ball is handed off. Oh, look at that move. Gets to the outside. Wow, okay.
What
All
kind
right,
of
side judge.
spot is that?
Yeah, it's one that's going to get corrected, I would have to say. We'll see what they do, but yeah, there's the challenge. The angry Spike, I think he easily got that first down.
Yeah, I would think so as well. But and you know what it was? It was very, very good, like, recognizing early on that Carolina was expecting them to go right up the middle because they clogged it all up right there, and he was able to kick it out real quick.
Let's take a retroactive look at the play.
Got it by a yard.
Presented by Retroid. Get your console to play the SFL on the go at goretroid.com.
Wasn't even close.
Side judge needs to go to LASIK.com and get himself some free eye correction, it appears, as the ruling on the field is overturned. Charleston is not charged their timeout, and they do indeed pick up that first down.
So speaking of LASIK eye surgery, so what was so does the commissioner Cameron Irvine offer health care to his referees or what?
Moral support, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, like, good job. I'm getting that call wrong.
Pays him in hugs.
Yes. Back down to the ground they go. We finally see Nick Hoagland get another carry as he'll pick up a gain of 1 on the play. So far, Iman Kopak with only one pass attempt, and it was complete, and they've already converted multiple third downs on their opening drive. Looking good so far.
Right, and we actually talked about how they're not very good converting on third down, right, throughout the season, being 31% on third down, and and that's something that they obviously have to get better at doing, and they've actually done a pretty good job of it so far.
Kopech will throw the second time. Oh, and he had a target, so was not able to connect with him. Brings up a 3rd down and 9 now. Actually, it looked like it was a good play that was developing there. Just did not quite work out. See how this 3rd down and 9 pans out as we have a $2 Canadian super chat. It's about $1.36. Pay those refs eye surgeries, please.
How much can you get for $2 Canadian?
Not LASIK. Oh, threw that one into double coverage, tried to get it down to the 30-yard line, but well defended by the Skyhawks. Is Mike Ryan in the area?
Yeah, and it's almost something that makes it easy for the actual defense to defend. Knowing that they're known, so far, have been one of the heavier passing attacks that they have. I mean, they're already probably game plan to sit back and try to spy on them right there, but very good for them. And now, the Skyhawks are going to get the ball back right here.
Oof. Surprised he didn't fair catch that one. Caught back at the 27-yard line. And that is where Carolina will take back over on offense. Marcus Dunhill in the first drive, 0 for 2. He actually does have the best play of the day so far for the Skyhawks, a 13-yard rush with a fancy spin. First down and 10. They're going to go with the draw. Running right into the center of traffic, picking up 3 yards, and we'll take a peek at that Charleston Predator defense. Forrest Dalton, Dan Dash, Frank Doom, and Anthony Ellison, along with John Nevels on that defensive line. Jamal Ballard, Khalil Thomas, and Ben Bowman are your linebackers. 2nd down and 7. They'll go back to the pitch, and it is well defended. Only a short gain on the play. Sam Blotner in on the tackle. 3rd down and 6 after a 1-yard pickup. The secondary, Jacob Clear, the rookie, Miranda Dumas, Brandon Ewing, Leo Morris. And then you also have at the safety position Matt Ryan. You just saw Sam Blotner and John Stamongo. Rollout down to the bottom. Dunhill, quick pass into double coverage. That one is incomplete. And Dunhill off to a rough start as he goes 0-3 now on the day.
0-3, and you know what? If there's a defense that I think you can pass on with relatively little risk of getting it picked off, it's this defense right here, because the Charleston defense is not very good. They're in the bottom 4 in terms of like takeaways, right? They only got 2 picks on the season so far, through their 4 games. So I do think it's something that Carolina might be able to exploit as the game matures.
Charleston takes back over possession of the football. Iman Kopech, he only threw the ball 3 times on the opening drive, but only completed 1 pass. He had that nice pass to start things off by connecting with Doug Britton, but next 2 throws trying to just force it a little bit deeper downfield. Run game looked like it was going well, but you look at the stats so far, 6 rushing attempts for only 16 yards. So not the greatest average quite yet. We'll see what they can do on this one. Starting back at their own 35-yard line, Kopech drops back, throws over the middle. That's what he's going to need to do. Connects at the 50-yard line, goes right back to Doug Britton, and converts another first down.
Yeah, and throws it to the 6'1", 248-pound wide receiver right there. Coming across the middle and making plays. But back to the run game that we've seen. Hey, look, it looked like it would have been a little bit more exciting plays than what we've seen. But what we've seen exciting from them was actually getting a first down off of some of those runs that they did have. So, I mean, they still can't stray far from it, right? Being able to, keep the defense, a little bit on their toes is something. Look at this one.
Pitch up top. That one goes back down to Nick Hoagland. He'll pick up 3. Doug Britton, 2 receptions on the day for 22 yards. He was the leading receiver for the Predators last week in their 38-32 loss to Florida. 10 catches, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. Xavier Solomon had 121 yards at the tight end position and a touchdown himself. Couldn't get the win with those kind of numbers. Kopak rolls out right, throws over the middle, connects. Wow, what a beautiful play. Solomon inside the 20. He's got 2 men to beat. Stays in bounds all the way down to the 8-yard line. First down and goal right after calling out his stats last week. Gerald, he had a fantastic week and already off to a great start in this one with that catch.
And I don't understand how you miss him. He just sat right in the zone right there about 7 yards from it, and everybody just act like they wanted it, fell down, got a good block. I think Solomon himself turned around and was like, oh, wait, there's room.
Yeah.
You and I both was like, oh, yeah, it's just a catch, whatever else. For
a little hitch route.
7-8 yards, and then all of a sudden he ends up just taking it out, and now they're first and goal. What a play.
First and goal from the 9. 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Wide receiver motioning into the backfield now. Kopak to throw, fires right side, end zone. Doug Spelling, touchdown Predators.
Yeah, you've seen one Doug get a couple of good catches right here. Why not throw it to the other one when they're least expecting it? Doug Spelling comes through, catches it right before the end zone, and is able to just mosey his way on in there and get it just across before getting hit and taken down. So what a drive by the Predators right here, right after stopping Carolina, right? And they had a drive that looked like it was kind of sort of looking promising, but they go down there and put up some points.
Predators punching that one into the end zone on their second possession. Extra point is up and good. Charleston out in front 7-0 after a 4-play 65-yard drive, taking only about a minute and a half off the clock. Great way for the Predators to start off here at home tonight out in front. 38-yard catch for Solomon. He was a former Carolina player, now heading down a little further south, getting a little bit warmer temperatures than Raleigh by traveling down I-85, I think, and now playing here in Charleston.
How much warmer it is from one Carolina to the next?
Are we talking in Fahrenheit or Celsius? Got to remember, I co-own Mexico City. We use Celsius down there.
Yeah. Let's do Celsius to confuse everyone.
I still don't know the answer either way. Go ahead.
Okay.
So I really don't know why I even brought up the difference of the 2 units of measure.
Oh, I wasn't letting it go. I was challenging.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay.
And then I pushed it back on you. You're like, yeah I don't know.
I'd have to Google that. Well, Chat GPT. I'm not sure. First down and 10 for the Skyhawks as they're going to go once again with the draw to Quintero. Has not worked for them the couple times that they have done it so far in this one. That tackle by John Simongo right at the line of scrimmage. Second down.
Yeah, look, and they can't put themselves in a second and long and third and long situations. I just don't think it's a recipe for success for Carolina.
Dunhill up top into coverage. That one is caught somehow, some way. Gets that completion to Chase Earl past the 50-yard line into Charleston territory.
You know, as our relationship continues like this, I say something, they need to do exactly the opposite to prove that they can do it. So I have no idea what I'm talking about. Can't put themselves in that situation. They say, oh, yeah, we can, and we can get right out of it.
Travin Prasad in the chat says, sir, we use freedom units here. Caw-caw.
What is a freedom unit? Do I not know what that is?
Well, I think he's just talking about Fahrenheit, the imperial system. You know, miles, yards, bushels and pecks, if you will. I'm not sure if that's actually part of the imperial system. That was a nice completion for 7 over the middle. Getting it out to Adam Banks. Shaking off those Louisiana Blues.
I don't know why you gotta keep bringing it up, but
just to mess with you.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Second down and 3. Chris Curtis moseying on down to the bottom. High formation in the backfield. They will hand this one off and bottled up at the line again. Riley Quintero not having himself a good game as of yet here early in this one. Still the first quarter, but now 5 rushing attempts for only 2 yards on the day. They'll spot him with a 1-yard pickup there. 3rd and 2.
And he's only averaging like a half-yard a carry, right? And he's right back there, too. So we're going to see if they can be able to get some blocking right here.
And go with the pitch up to the top to get the blocks they need and then some as Quintero picks up the first down and more. Ben Bowman gets the tackle, but not before another Carolina first down.
Yeah, I think they took a page out of the Charleston book there and was like, hey, look, you know, they're going to be expecting us to run right at the middle, right in the short yardage type situation. We're just going to pitch it out to the outside, and hopefully our blockers get out there, had a really good pull and guard come out and make a really good block and able to pick it up.
Draw once again doesn't work. It goes even worse for Harish Prasad as he is tackled in the backfield for a loss. Some of the Charleston faithful in the chat saying on earlier plays that was a TFL, but whatever, we'll give them credit for the line of scrimmage. Not that time, clearly a TFL, and they get -3 in the stat book.
I think it might have been Dan Dash coming in there and tearing it up.
Dunhill rolls out, throws, and it is intercepted, picked off by Matt Ryan, and he takes it back to the Charleston 22-yard line, and that will put an end to that Carolina drive.
Oh, man, and this is it. And here I am kind of challenging, right? Like, you know, Carolina to kind of throw against this Charleston defense right here. And what he does, Matt Ryan just kind of plays center field right there, steps right in front of it, tip drills it to himself to end that drive. And it's what is there about divisional games, right? You can have teams that are just vastly different from one another, but somehow when you're in the division, there's something about the games just end up being really, really tight.
Always
games.
Real good games for sure. Yeah, East Division battle here. Number 1 Carolina versus number 4 Charleston.
Oh, Prasad got beat down. He got pushed down.
Wow.
Jesus,
that could have been a late tackle out of bounds too, but it wasn't. Nick Hoagland with a nice carry, just stiff arming defenders to the turf, picking up the first down. Oh, look at that. He basically just waved to Danny Stinson. I'm going out of bounds. I'll see. I'll be out here if you need me. 7-0 Charleston, but the Predators looking red hot tonight. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. I'm Mike Dykes. He's Gerald Smith. Jacob Clear with us in the Stats Winnebago. And Cameron Irvine back at SFL Studios on production. I've got to get down to Charleston and get some drone footage. I haven't been there in over 20 years. Cool city.
I don't think I've ever been there.
Well, you're here right now. I meant other than today.
Well, yeah. Well, why you say you got to get down there if you're already here?
To do drone footage.
Well, you didn't bring it? You don't put it in your back. You got the blimp. I didn't go
TSA stole it. Oh, no. Oh. Flag on the play, but I'm going to guess that was a hit on Iman Kopech as that one goes into the end zone. Solomon with the touchdown. Let's check the flag. And it is indeed a roughing the passer as everybody went and tried to get to Kopech. They got him, but Charleston connecting on the touchdown anyway. That is our breakaway play of the game, brought to you by Breaks GPT, sports memorabilia breakers and collectors. You never know whose autographed helmet or jersey you might hit. Check them out at breaksgpt.com. Solomon already over the 100-yard mark. And Gerald, you see that from time to time, teams just gambling with the all-out blitz, and the pressure just did not get home in time.
See, if you do that, you have to ensure that you get to the quarterback fast enough. And you know what? Kopech recognized it really, really quick. Solomon just had to just step out just a couple yards and, find himself open. And that's what happened. It was attuned to, a 64-yard catch.
Kick return taken by Nolan Pierce, the rookie, first overall pick in the draft. He gets his way all the way up past the 30-yard line.
I did not expect this game to be like this at this stage.
No, I mean, we talked about it in the pregame show about just how strong Carolina has looked all season, and I mean, Charleston's just been straight up struggling. I know Jacob Clear's not going to let his team just sit there and do nothing. Adjustments were made. Some adjustments are showing as the defense has been all over that football, playing much more aggressively than we've seen in previous games.
And Carolina looks like they're kind of out of sorts, like they're forced into something that they don't want to do, and it almost seems like they're scrambling right now, trying to figure out, hey, what's going to work against this team that they seemingly, at least on paper, is a lot better than they are, and I don't know. it's interesting thus far.
Dunhill steps left, throws, connects over the middle, and converts a much-needed first down. Chris Curtis gets the completion, his first of the day, a 12-yard pickup.
You know, and it's kind of crazy to say that this up to this point right here, this catch by Curtis right here is likely one of their biggest and best plays of the game so far, and they just don't look right now. They just don't look like they're the Carolina team we actually saw kind of claw themselves back in it just a few nights ago on Monday.
Draw play once again not working at all. That time they get the TFL again. Stamango with the tackle. He's been all over the place. We've seen number 28 for Charleston on just about every play.
It's hard to miss Stamango. I mean, he's a safety that looks like some sort of a hybrid defensive lineman. He's a very large man, 6'1", 250.
Empty backfield now. Dunhill under pressure, throws and finds his target, Riley Quintero, downfield. Way to get the running back involved in the passing game, because he's certainly not getting too involved in the rushing game thus far. Gets a nice pickup there, and with that catch, he clipses all of the rushing yards he's gained on 7 rushing attempts.
Look, they needed to get him somehow involved right there. And who better to throw it to than Quintero, who used to be a wide receiver. So if you're going to put him out and make him a playmaker, he's one who has the soft hands to catch the ball.
Draw to the line, nothing going. 2nd down and 10.
Why do I feel like the run game of Charleston somehow just went into Carolina? Because Charleston was a team that struggles on the run, getting under 3 yards of carry, and they're just looking like complete opposites right now.
Yeah, Nick Hoagland's getting good yards on his side. That one downfield, and once again the defense for the Predators all over the place. Matt Ryan with that pass deflection stops the clock. 8:01 to go here in the second. 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Skyhawks.
And they're going to need to pick themselves up just of roughly 6-8 yards to get themselves in a situation to potentially kick a field goal right here.
Need to get to the 28-yard line for the first down. They're 1 of 3 on first downs so far in this one, as they send Chris Curtis in motion to the other side of the line. Dunhill drops back, 4 receivers going deep. They throw it deep, and that one's incomplete. Banks the intended target. Pass broken up. Jacob Clear on the coverage. And 4th down from the 38. And Malone Brown, he's a good kicker, Gerald, but not that good.
No, he ain't kicking it from there, that's for sure. But man, Charleston is looking, and we know they've been in the games that they've played already, right? They've lost all their games thus far, but they weren't getting, blown out in any way,
they're
shape,
scoring
or form.
points, and they're not losing them by like 5 scores here. Nice punt down to the 10. But yeah, you look back at their win-loss, so far in the season. Yeah, back in week 1, they did lose on the road in Indianapolis, 28-12. But that would be their worst loss of the season so far. Everyone was by 16. Let's talk about Vancouver, 3-0 Vancouver, who we talked about in the pregame show about how red hot they are. Well, they lost that one, but it was only 16-7. They held them without scoring a whole lot of points. And heck, they've already doubled the point total that they put up in that game so far in this one, and they're only a quarter and a half in. They played Atlanta, a divisional opponent, in week 3, lost that one by a pair of scores, but they did put up 34-20 in that one. And then, of course, last week against the almighty Florida Storm, 38-32, and with Kopech putting up 3 touchdowns. It was just a great day. Hoagland continuing his nice night running as he picks up about 5 yards on that carry. Brings up a 3rd down and 3.
And it's kind of odd to think right now, right, what the score is and what the record of Charleston is, that they seemingly have this game, at least so far through this first half, have it solely in control.
Yeah, Kopech under pressure, throws a quick pass. That one was broken up. Your guy of the hour last week, Danny Stinson, with the pass breakup, 4th down, and a quick 3-and-out for the Predators.
And this is exactly what Carolina needed right here to be able to get the ball back in very likely very decent field position here. They're probably going to hover around somewhere around them, near midfield. So they're going to have the shortest field that they probably have had so far this game, and we're going to see if they can make the most of it.
They'll start off this possession at midfield, their best starting field position of the night, as Cameron Duty not too thrilled with that punt. It's still a decent punt. He's just hard on himself.
Who's this?
Cameron Duty, the punter.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying who you're talking about is hard on himself.
Cameron Duty, the punter.
I know that, but
well, then why'd you ask?
No, I know that's who you're referring to now, but I didn't know when you said it.
Oh,
okay, that's okay.
Chaw, man.
We figured that out.
Nice run by Quintero as he's finally able to break through for some yards. Picks up 9.9, his best run of the night.
Like, is it just me, or does Quintero look like he's a tad bit like slow, almost like he's running in mud? He didn't look as quick as we've seen him in the past.
Second down in inches. Goes back down to Harish, and that one's defended well. Sam Blotner playing right up on the line. The free safety gets the stop, and they'll actually lose a little bit. Third down and a full one.
And Blotner plays the line of scrimmage, from a safety position like the best of them. So it's but we're gonna see where they're gonna take this.
Yeah,
it's a pitch.
Down to the bottom, hit behind the line and tackled behind the line. I thought he was gonna get away. He got hit immediately in the backfield, Gerald, but shook off that tackle, but couldn't shake off tackle number 2.
He sure did. He kind of got hit back right there, and I like this decision right here by Carolina to go for it. You're down this far right here, the best field position you started with. You got to go.
1 of 5 on third downs, but 1 of 1 on fourth as they're able to convert that one. Yeah, I agree. When you're down there, it's that close to the line to gain. Why punt it? You might be able to start Charleston back a little bit further. Well, a lot further if you get a good punt, but, come on, let's get some points. And they decide to go for it. It's successful. Dunhill to throw on first down. Never mind. Not successful. Picked off. Brandon Ewing gets the interception, and Dunhill's now thrown 2 picks on the night.
Yeah, it's like Dunhill is back to his interception throwing ways like he started the season. And here we are just in the first half after throwing no picks last week. He's already thrown 2 this week just in the first half. And this is also Charleston actually doubling up their takeaway output in the first, as they had all season long. They've actually doubled that in just one half of football against Carolina.
Marcus Dunhill came into the night with 6 interceptions on the season. Now he's up to 8. That's some of the highest in the league. Kopech forced to throw that one earlier than he wanted to, as the defender was getting around that edge. Second down and 10.
Yeah, Jacob Clear showing him how, hey, look, this is how we do it better on defense, right? And we were speaking to him, pre-game, before, everybody packed in the stadiums. He's like, hey, look, man, we're looking to be a little bit aggressive on defense this week, right? That's where he recognized some of their faults were, and so far right now it's paying off.
2 receivers out to the left. 2 backs in the backfield. Hoagland breaks through the first line and can pick up about 5 on that carry. Third down and 5 now for Mr. Hoagland, as his rushing total is best on both sides so far in this one. It's got about 35 yards on the night.
I'm just crazy amazed how Carolina is doing really nothing in the run game, and Charleston's doing something Carolina isn't.
Kopech, play action, pumps, throws, and incomplete, as that one went to Mike Ryan. Pass is broken up, 4th down.
Yeah, and here we are, right? Carolina did what they needed to do right here, stopping them and being able to get the ball back. But it kind of makes you think, right, if the offense can't quite put it together, we're going to, see like just the defense is on the field all the time and them just getting worn out. And the offense has got to do something. You can't have Marcus Dunhill throwing interceptions down and in the opponent's territory like that.
The 2025 SFL convention kicks off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th to the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor You can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. And that is not the team stat line that we were expecting to see midway through the second quarter, Gerald. Charleston doubling Carolina in darn near every category.
Yeah, and that's nothing that we've actually seen thus far, right? We know that Carolina, their offense is not all that great, somewhat middle road, nothing really impressive that they've done, but I mean, to be able to be shut down like they've done before, right? I mean, they put up enough points the last 3 games, to win. They're winners of 3 in a row. They got to be doing something right on offense. It's so weird to just see them kind of struggle after winning 3 straight.
Quintero picks up 5 there, picking up a 3rd and 2. Listen, plenty of football left, though, as Bowman gets another tackle on the day. It feels like it's been all Charleston. It's still just a 2-score game. 1 touchdown and they're right back in it. But they got to get there first, and that's a good way to get that done. Firing a dot. Why don't you just send your fullback into a streak? That's definitely the play call I would have expected there.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing right there, right? So us in Louisiana, when we had it, man, we sent Cam Collier down the field in all kind of interesting ways, and he was able to catch it. Because you know what? Because no one's looking to cover the fullback. He's considered more of a blocking guy. Sometimes you give the ball in short yardage. Hey, but look, if you got an athletic enough fullback, you can send him down the field and throw passes to him.
Dunhill down the right-hand side, and that one incomplete.
You got to get that. You got to pull that in.
Agreed. Chase Earl's got to help his quarterback out. That one falls to the turf. 2nd down.
Chase Earl being, in the league 11 seasons, I mean, that's nothing that he's not, he's done that tons of time. Caught the ball and got hit at the same time.
Yeah, number 2 receiver on this team this season is they go right back to him, showing the confidence that they have in Chase Earl as he's able to catch that one and get the 1st down. So got 11 receptions now for almost 200 yards on the season.
Yeah, and he probably went back to the huddle and said, oh, Dunhill, that's on me, man. Give me another shot. I'm going to run this route right here, and you hit me right as I make my break, and he did it and be able to pull it back in. And now they're on the edge of, field goal range, kind of fringe-ish area, but.
Another running play stuffed right at the line. Quintero's stat line's gotten a little bit better, Gerald. He's now got 25 yards on the day, but with 11 touches to get there, he's averaging barely over 2 yards a carry. Yeah,
run game is not very good right now, right? And them having, the most impactful run thus far has been via Marcus Dunhill at one of the very first plays of the game.
Yep, that's the longest rush of the day for Carolina at 13 yards. It was all because of that spin.
The spin.
Old man still got it. Dunhill throws left side and just out of the reach of his intended target. Pressure's getting home, Gerald. It's forcing him to throw the ball before he's ready.
He was close, man, but I feel like the receiver's got to make a little bit of a play. Cut your route short and kind of jump in front of the ball and try to make a play on it. It seemed like he just kept running the same route, somewhat of a seam route, just kept going straight. And man, they got to convert. They got to do more than what they're doing right now.
Got to get to the red zone and in it to get the 1st down. 3rd and 9. Dunhill gets that and more. Touchdown, Carolina. Just like that, they're right back in it, Gerald.
And I don't know how you lose Chase Earl right in the middle of the field, right? They send him in motion on that play from right to left side of the offense. And look, and you can tell they're playing some sort of a zone because there's nobody there. Maybe that's what it is. It's right there, and then you can see the defender went for the pick.
Yeah.
And what Chase Earl did is cut right up underneath it to be able to, pick it off, as you should say. He thought he had an easy pick, and he just grabbed it right out of the air. And here we are. It's going to be a 1-score game now.
That's what you get when you have a player like Marcus Dunhill, a 4-time All-Star, season 14 MVP. He knows how to read those defenses. Sends Chase Earl, in motion to get him right into the middle and says, okay, run straight. And I'm just going to zip it to you because the middle of the field's been wide open, and it pays off for them there. They get the catch, they get the touchdown, and they're right back in this one.
And that's why you actually send the wide receiver in motion. If as a really good quarterback like he is, if you're unsure about the coverage. It looks like man. It looks like zone. You send a guy in motion, you can verify the coverage because you know if it's man. If someone drags with them, you know it.
Yeah.
You know, and they caught him in some sort of a zone right there, and it actually worked out just for them. It was a very good call to put him in motion.
Doug Britton with the return, a nice return, getting up past the 35-yard line. Great starting field position for Charleston. As we hit the 2-minute warning here in this one, 14-7, Charleston out in front. Watching the SFL Week 5 opener here on the Virtual Football Network. So 2-minute drill time for Iman Kopak and company. All 3 timeouts still in the back pocket of Jacob Clear. He'll be content to start off with the run, and why not? Nick Hoagland able to pick up a good 9 yards. Sets the ball past the line to gain. Good job. That's what you want to see your running backs do. They get tackled, and they try to throw the ref off on the spot like, no, I was there the whole time.
Well, look, they'll take 9 yards on a first down carry any day, especially the way that, before this game, the way they've been running the ball. So they're doing a really good job of running the ball today.
They go right back down to the ground, this time with Francis as he picks up a first down. In no particular hurry, and I don't blame them. They got 1:20, all 3 timeouts. Time is on their side. They don't want to let Carolina have another shot at it. Charleston's got the opportunity to score here and get the ball back to start the second half. They connect with Doug Spelling and burn their first timeout.
Look, and that was a thing. I thought the play was going to be a lot bigger than what it was because I didn't notice the safety right there, but what a way to just drop it, right in between the corner and safety right there, and credit to Doug Spelling for being able to grab it and take a huge hit.
Iman Kopak, 6 of 11 with 2 touchdowns on the day, looking for touchdown number 3 to match last week's total. 3 receiver set. Kopak over the middle. Same sort of play that we saw Carolina score on the last drive as Michael Knight gets the catch. An updated look at the team's stats. Carolina getting back into it, but Charleston still out in front. Total yards, passing yards, rushing yards, average yards. Only thing that Carolina's got them tied up in, first downs.
Man, it was a very good play. Not in a really good position.
Kopak up top, tries to hit Spelling. I don't blame him. Listen, if you have a one-on-one type situation, Doug Spelling, 6'6". It's a big boy to throw it to. Can't catch that one. Well defended, second down.
No, they actually tried similar to what the play they did before, right, to throw it beyond the corner, but right underneath the safety, but the safety was right up on it and kind of cut it short. And almost picked it off.
Kopak. Short drop, quick pass over the middle again. And, I thought he was going to break that last tackle. First and goal up at the 5. Kopak starting to get the ball out quick, which is good. He's been sacked a whole bunch this season, Gerald, 14 times, which is worst in the league. And you see in these past 10 attempts how it's paid off for him. He's got a couple of touchdowns in there and only a handful of incompletions. Goes to the end zone, can't connect with that one. I saw somebody ask in the chat, was Matt Ryan, who was getting frustrated on the Charleston's defense, asking about Marcus Dunhill just because of how quick he gets the ball out, much like you're seeing Kopak do right now. Said, how many times has Marcus Dunhill been sacked this season? Once. Only once.
It's a quick look, and when you're a veteran quarterback like that, former MVP, you know how to not to get hit.
Yep. Get that ball out. You don't want to be touched anymore. You got hit too many times in your youth when you're trying to make plays. He's like, nah, I'll just throw it. Somebody's open down there. Chris Curtis down there somewhere. Kopak looks, fires. Oh, that one's incomplete. Looked like some miscommunication there. A broken play, Gerald, as Michael Knight the intended target.
There was like 2 or 3 guys over the middle, like running together. Like I felt like he chose the wrong receiver right there. He may have had, at least could have got inside the 2 because he had some receivers cutting right over the middle. One sitting like at the 2-yard line, I believe, if I've seen it correctly.
Yeah, it looked like it. Michael Knight. I think he was trying to connect with Knight to see if he would turn up into the end zone and score. But, well, let's keep an eye up top. 3 receivers up top, only a couple of defenders. Play action. They go over the middle, and that one's incomplete. Good Good goal line defense there by the Skyhawks as they're able to break up a handful of passes.
I literally saw what Kopech saw until I didn't. and the defender, Mike Ryan comes in there and almost picks it off. And it was, and Mike Ryan is a former, all-star himself.
For sure.
So, he knows how to pick it off.
23-yard field goal is up and good for Cameron Duty. He was 8 of 9 on the season, now 9 of 10. A nice chip shot for him as Charleston is able to make this a 2-score ball game once again, and we'll see what happens in these final 41 seconds of the first half. Charleston will start with the ball in the second half. Gerald, sometimes quarterbacks just I don't know, they see what they want to see. I'll put it this way. Mexico City, we had a practice yesterday, right? And hold that thought because we've got an update from SFL Studios. Cameron Irvine, take it away.
Thank you, Mike. Not the game we expected in Albuquerque either. Kenny Slider has thrown 3 picks in the end zone just through his 4th of the half. Lexington's defense standing tall, 7-0. Adams, back to you.
Wow.
4 picks and only surrendering 7.
I guess he's correcting that touchdown to interception ratio that he had looking pretty after a 5 touchdown performance last week.
Yeah, trying to flip it.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
No.
This is what I'm saying. So quarterbacks be doing goofy things, right? So the Aztecs, we have a practice yesterday, and I'm having the offense run some 5 wide receiver sets, right? And seeing them run downfield, I had Ramos Lynn there with me, and I said, okay, on that play, who's the worst possible receiver to throw to on there? And he's like, oh, well, Bartley. He's well covered. He's double covered. Everybody else is pretty much open. You've got 4 other options. Who's Sipe throw it to? Bartley. Why? I don't know.
Because he's a gunslinger, man. That's what happens to you when you win a championship. I'm invincible. I can just sling it wherever I want.
That's the first half of action here in Charleston. Predators out in front 17-7 over the Carolina Skyhawks. So a couple of games here in the first block of week 5 that not quite going the ways that statistics may have thought they were going to go. Your thoughts on the first half?
I think this right here, I would have expected this to be kind of flip-flopped, not only in the score, but also in the statistics, especially in the run game, right? So, but guess what? We have a different game, and that's what you have when you have divisional opponents like this. The battle for Carolina, as you say it, and here we are. So it's a tight game. Right now, I think it's anybody's game. Carolina does have the firepower to make something work, but can Charleston hold off Carolina in the second half?
We'll find out as the second half gets started right after this. But first, let's take a quick halftime break presented by Brakes GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
An Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you a shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, brakesgpt.com. That one returned out to the 28-yard line, and Gerald, our producer, called down to the medical tent to check on injuries for the game, and there hasn't been any. It's been clean so far, but I think it's just ingrained in his memory that Harish Prasad oftentimes finds his way to the blue medical tent every time he's on the field.
He's typically dead.
Muscle
Plus,
memory.
He may have been checking on me. I went silent for a little bit. And when I'm in and around Carolina, strange things happen.
That's
I may
true.
be off one day. So he was just checking on my well-being and making sure Harish wasn't dead somehow.
Which is good. It's kind. It shows
Yeah, it is.
the golden heart that he is.
Yeah, he's a lovable guy.
He is.
He loves us all. We're like all his little children.
I think there's probably a handful that he's not too fond of. I think I'm one of them. Nick Hoagland picking up where he left off in the first half. Not huge numbers, but good numbers. 7 rushing attempts, 43 yards in the first half, but that's good for a 6.1 yard average. With that one right there, tacking on 15 more. Now 8 attempts for 56 yards, averaging a nice even 7 yards per carry. That's a good. Give it to him more.
Right. So, and you can see that he's actually when he's utilizing weights, both arms are probably at the same strength, because I've seen him stiff arm a Prasad at linebacker to the ground with his right hand. He did the same thing, but with his left hand this time on Mike Ryan. Not easy to do on 2 all-star caliber defenders.
First down and 10 from the 44. Charleston able to score field goal on their last drive before the half. Now looking to double dip. That pass over the middle is incomplete. Neither quarterback has great numbers, although arguably Kopech's are better with the 2 touchdowns and no pick versus 1 touchdown and 2 picks for Marcus Dunhill. But 8 of 18, 178 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Both quarterbacks averaging in the 40s for completion percentage. Kopech rolls out left, throws over the middle, and that one's nearly picked off. And I got to tell you, Danny Stinson should have had that.
He continues his all-star season by getting away with that ball. And, look, and Danny Stinson on the season, right? He picked off a couple of balls himself.
Sure has. Yeah, 2.
So far. So he's actually got 2, interceptions on the season. And don't throw it that way, because he's one of the very few linebackers that play very, very well in coverage.
Kopech on 3rd down. Play action, 4 receiver set. Looks right, throws over the middle, and wow, what a nice catch by Doug Britton. The big connection moves the chains for the Preds.
Doug Britton is not afraid to go over the middle and take a hit, and what he does right there, he goes right over the middle. Kopech gets himself a little bit more time as he rolls out, and he ends up right in the middle of the field, and Doug Britton pulls it down. Like I said, I think he's the ultimate, X factor mismatch, because he can do so many things, man. He's a very, very strong wide receiver, to even bring down, but he finds himself open as well.
Going down to the ground on this one. No gain on the play, as it is tackled right there at the line of scrimmage. May Carter with the tackle. Second down and 10 from the 24. Kopech, down to the bottom, and I don't know how that one was not picked off.
How did it make its way through 2 hands of Skyhawk players right there? One was up underneath the other. I think he missed it, and then it touched the other one's hand, and he missed it as well. They've had an opportunity, probably I can count 4 or 5 times already, to be able to pick a ball off, and then the drive.
3rd down and 10. Trips to the bottom. Kopech's going to try to take it himself, but slides and fumbles. Ball turned over. Carolina takes over. They get the fumble recovery. Shravan Prasad picks it up.
Kopech got a little bit greedy right there and actually wanted an extra yard or 2 slide early, young man. You can get yourself... You can pick it up. I mean, you're right there, but what do? It gets knocked out as you're going down to the ground and scooped right up by Carolina. That's the type of turnover Carolina needed, maybe to get themselves right back in this game.
Prasad actually forced that fumble out, combining with Danny Stinson, but it looks like Prasad got the punch out, was not able to see who picked that up. But great job by that Carolina defense to get the ball back. When you give the ball away a couple of times on offense, you got to do something on defense to take it away and at least get that turnover differential zeroed back out.
Right, and plus, and guess what? What Carolina does more than any other team in the league right now is actually take the ball away, and they did it right there.
Dunhill has time, throws over the middle. You give him that kind of time, he's going to get that kind of completion. Another one to Chase Earl, who now Comes very close to that 100-yard mark on the day.
Yeah, he rolls out, get himself a little bit more time, does Marcus Dunhill, and is able to find his receiver coming right across. It was kind of a dangerous throw. Chase Earl bailed him out a bit. But this is what they needed. Maybe they can get momentum on their side right here because their defense has been their strength all season long, keeping them in games.
Dunhill under pressure. That's what.
What?
Yeah. All right. Let's break that down. Because so far all that play call was you just making funny sounds, which I'm okay with. It's entertaining. Boom, bang. You sounded like a comic book come to life right there. I don't think this is a fumble. I don't think he possessed the football. Marcus Dunhill, he's only been sacked once on the season. And here comes the challenge. As that one is going to be reviewed. We'll take a retroactive look at the play. Presented by Retroid. Get your console to play the SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com. Dunhill able to shake off the sack, throws the ball, kind of sort of complete to Chase Earl, who then immediately drops it. Let's see how, wow, look at that, just shaking that off, throws, bang, bang play. In my opinion, he did not possess that ball.
I think it's iffy because it looked like he tried to tuck it as he was getting hit.
And it has indeed been overturned. It's been ruled an incomplete pass. And Carolina will not be charged their timeout. So one challenge by each side, and both of those challenges have been successful so far.
Yeah, no timeouts lost or nothing like that. And I mean, Carolina gets the ball back right there. But that was just a mess. But you can tell, like you said, Marcus Dunhill, only getting sacked once on the season, him having his 6'5" frame and being able to elude that and being able to take the hit, such a strong frame by that man.
Dunhill, short pass going right back to Chase Earl. That one is complete for a short gain, picking up 3 yards. Third down conversions have not been too kind for either of these teams so far in this one, Gerald. Carolina has had themselves 7 third downs. Charleston has had themselves 8 third downs. And both teams have only converted 3 apiece. Not a third and long here for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, when they're both like, tick and tack and in the mid-30s for completion. Oh, wow.
Dunhill throws that one incomplete as it was well defended over the middle. John Simongo called his name a whole bunch of times in this one, Gerald, and now 3 for 8 for both squads, Carolina and Charleston.
See, and Carolina got what they needed from their defense right there on the previous drive by Charleston, being able to force a turnover inside, scoring range, right near in the red zone, and Carolina just couldn't do nothing with the possession right here. And this is an indication of that you can't rely solely on your defense to put you in very, very good situations. They're doing everything they can. You know what I mean? So they have to do something offensively to get themselves in a situation to put points on the board. Otherwise, they could be looking at their second loss of the season.
1st and 10 for the Predators at the 20-yard line. Two receivers down to the bottom. See what the Predators can do on this drive. Kopak to throw, pumps, and is sacked.
This in his face.
4-yard tackle for a loss. The sack by Phil Hall. Let's find out what's going on over Lexington and Albuquerque. Cameron Irvine back at SFL Studios.
Thank you, Mike. A wild scene in New Mexico. Kenny Slider had 5 interceptions in the season. He had 5 interceptions in the first half. Phoenix Jones is 11 yards away from 10,000 all-time. He's questionable to return with headaches. 8 turnovers in the first half. Albuquerque leads 14-0. Back to you.
I feel Lexington's pain right now. All too often, my wife is questionable to return with headaches.
I just think you just put your game face on and get after it.
That's what I told her. Oh wait, we're still talking about Phoenix Jones or
both?
Let's get back to the game, shall we?
Both?
Headaches. That's like when Matt Wilson was injured for being poked in the eye. You still got one eye left. Just wink, Matt. Kopak. Oh, look at that dot. Throwing down the right side. Listen, some of these throws that Kopak has been throwing are just like You're just hoping someone's down there with a Predators helmet on, but it's working out.
And he's throwing it right there. And like I said, like Carolina has had such opportunities to potentially get in the way of these balls. And guess what? You actually are missing your opportunity. But when they miss the opportunity, there's a guy like Doug Britton grabbing them and actually, picking up first downs.
Headaches. Wow. Xavier Solomon gets another one over the middle, moves the chains once again for the Predators. Solomon having a fantastic night.
Yeah, and he throws it right over the middle again. And if anything, I mean, you got to see right here, that's where they're doing a lot of their damage right now, as in their passing attack, as a passing offense for Charleston, right down the middle most times, right? If it's not Doug Britton, he's also finding, Xavier Solomon right there.
3 catches, 122 yards for Solomon and a touchdown. Draw play going to Brad Taylor Wright. Haven't called his name once, but hey, there he is. And picks up a couple.
I mean, as we start to wind down in this third quarter right here, right? We're just over halfway through this, this third quarter here. I'm starting to get concerned about Carolina and if they're able to put up any more points and drive the length of the field.
Kopak throws that one in traffic.
How was that not a pass interference? He mugged him before he got there.
Yeah, there was an all-out brawl going on there. I mean,
it literally looked like they were fighting, and then the ball just
the ball just kind of. It's almost like Kopak said, "Stop it, guys!" Bing, just beamed them with the ball to make them stop.
It was wow. I don't know, man.
Kopak on 3rd and 7 rolls out left. He's going to take off with it. Spins, tries to do his best Dunhill, but can't get past Danny Stinson.
He ain't fooling nobody.
I right up here, sets the ball down.
He ain't fooling no one.
Headaches. Come on, man.
I don't know, man. It's part of football. Maybe, hey, you know how some of these other leagues they I call them helmet diapers.
Mm-hmm.
They wear the helmet diapers.
Oh yeah.
I do think a player on your favorite other league squad.
Yeah.
Where's a helmet diaper?
I think they call them guardian caps.
No, I think it's a helmet diaper. It's exactly what it looks like. So we don't have that. I think Mr. Irvine, Cameron Irvine says, "No, man, we need you to get back in there, and we're not giving you helmet diapers. Only real players play in this league."
That's right. That's what's up.
No helmet diapers allowed.
Miranda Dumas in the chat says she's got a headache right now, but she's still here. Don't be weak. Get back on the field. I agree. Dunhill up top. Gets that one complete to Chase Earl. She goes, love how we're still on headaches. Sometimes I just can't let things go. That's just ridiculous. I'm telling you, you should have heard me when Matt got poked in the eye, and he's out of the game because he got poked in the eye.
Well, what did Matt say at the time?
He's crying out of the one good eye he had.
It hurts so bad,
my eye. You don't need to see to hand the ball off to Bentley. Just hold the ball out. He'll take it. Anyway, kind of like that right there. Riley Quintero getting the first down for Carolina. Down 10 points in this one. 3.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Still plenty of time to get back in it. But Charleston's been playing great on defense. They only had one drive so far that's resulted in points.
Right, yeah, and they've game planned really, really well, especially for we've seen that they're able to score some points with points on the board, right? And that's evident of that last week, and the amount of points they put up. So today is something that I didn't really expect. I really expected Carolina's defense to stand pretty tall and being able to shut down an offense like Charleston's, but it's actually flipped the completely opposite way.
Dunhill over the middle to his favorite target of the day, Chase Earl, with another catch. Came into the day with only 10 catches on the entire season for 173 yards. So far in this one, he's approaching those same numbers, Gerald, as he's got now 7 catches for 118 yards.
Yeah, look, and this is where...
121.
Well, what they're doing, both squads, it seems like the middle is wide open for passes in this entire game right here. It seems like it's such a huge void right in the middle of the field. If you have enough time for your quarterback, you can actually, create somewhat of a pocket right there. We've seen Chase Earl just a couple plays ago be wide open over the middle. We've seen it a lot with Xavier Solomon as well.
2nd down and 7. We've seen the pitch out of this formation a whole bunch tonight. We'll see if they stick to that look. Dunhill does indeed pitch that one down to Quintero, who picks up almost what he needs. 3rd down and 3. We've got another update from Albuquerque. Cameron Irvine at SFL Studios.
Thank you, Mike. I have a headache from keeping up from this Lexington-Albuquerque game. 14-0 still in the 3rd. Cyrus Jive fumbles the 9th turnover of this game, and Kay Marion's out for Albuquerque. Back to you.
Well, what happened to her?
Headaches.
It's going around.
Well, I mean, they play on like a nuclear friggin' atomic field thing, you know.
Oh my God, and he died.
Well, that's the way that Harish plays. I'm not even surprised. You want to know what? I bet he's got a headache. Get up, Harish.
He's dead.
Nah, he's fine. He's like, oh, see? He's holding his head. I told you.
I don't know what to do. This
Go
headache.
find Miranda and borrow an Advil.
No. You know what it was? He's probably saying, I hate his headaches going around, so I'm just going to get one. That's great.
This just
maybe
is.
it's a splinter.
It could just be a splinter. How he got a splinter in the middle of a grass field, we may never know, but he did.
His blades of grass are pretty deadly.
Yeah. Oh, have you ever gotten, well, I guess it's not a paper cut, but have you ever gotten a grass cut?
Yes, have you ever
gosh.
have you ever walked through like a cane field before?
No, man, we don't have sugarcane fields up north.
Oh yeah, y'all don't have that.
No.
No, don't walk through it.
I've seen one.
It would literally cut your face up. Those big leaves will cut you up.
Anyway, Kopak back to pass. That one tipped and incomplete. Another dangerous pass. That one intended for Doug Spelling, but Mojo McLean, the birthday boy from a couple weeks ago, in there to defend it. 2nd down and 10.
And I feel like Charleston can actually, start to put this game away if they can somehow muster a drive and get a touchdown, because Carolina they're just not looking good on offense, and they got a player that just gave up and got splinters or headaches or something.
Probably
oh my God, again! And they missed the opportunity.
Wow. See, that's the only reason I can fathom that a defense does that, is to just try to rattle a quarterback. Iman Kopak, he's only a 3-season vet here, so still maybe trying to take advantage of his newness to the game as they send everybody, and it does work as he tries to get the pass out too quickly, I should say. It's just off target. Otherwise, that would have been another house call. 4 receivers set here on 3rd down and 10.
That was a gutsy call down 10, I tell you.
Play action, rollout, pressure coming, and he's hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. So Carolina dodges a bullet on that drive, as that definitely should have allowed another 7 on the board for Charleston.
Had Kopak not been motioning to throw the ball, I really do think that could have been the most hurtful sack we've seen in the SFL to date, because he was coming right off the blind side, and his face would have been in the grass had he not been making a motion to throw.
Punt from, Cameron Duty only goes to the Charleston 45-yard line, so he can't even cross midfield with it. Cameron Duty needs to stop skipping leg day, whether he has a headache or not. He's got to get out there.
Yeah, leg day is important
squats.
when your paycheck counts on your legs.
Yes.
Yeah, he needs to not skip the leg day.
Yeah, he can skip arm day.
What do you need his arms for?
He really doesn't. Although I got to tell you, I was just like picturing a punter with no arms.
I was too.
And you see the long snapper just peg him in the torso with the ball, and he's just looking at it as it's in the grass, and he can't do anything. So he just kind of like kicks it like a soccer ball.
Yeah, he's got to let it bounce and then kick it.
Anyway, Dunhill hands that one off to Quintero, tackled for a loss in the backfield. Lost it 2 on the plays. Frank Doom, the rookie, gets the TFL.
This is the best field position Carolina has had to start their drive. They can't squander this right here. They got a perfect, from their perspective, a perfect punt to put them in this situation right here. And it just had to look over the middle right here.
Dunhill under pressure and sacked.
Wow.
Sacked for the second time on the season. That time a quick run around the outside by Dan Dash, living up to his namesake as he dashes around the right tackle and gets that sack.
Wow, he came around, and the right tackle, I think he thought somebody else had some responsibility. I don't know who he thought. There was no running back in the backfield, but
Wow.
oh my God.
3 quarters in the books, 10 minutes remains here in Charleston as we look to see an update on the injuries, and it looks like the splinter has been removed, Gerald, as Harish Prasad is no longer on the injury report.
Well, I think he went back to the locker room and was like, they're making fun of my headaches. They thought I died, and I'm going to show them that I'm not quite dead yet. And remove the splinter from my fingers and my toes, wherever he got it at.
Well, how would he's wearing shoes, man. How would he get a splinter in his toes?
Never know.
Do you like step in sawdust before he put his sock on?
He
or
might be going to the sideline, taking the shoes off and sitting on the bench. I don't know.
just wants to feel the grass between his toes?
Yep, it didn't quite go well.
The grass gives a feeling, an earthy feeling.
I guess.
Man Band can sing about that if you want.
The man band sure can sing about that.
We're only $93 away in Super Chats.
Yep.
Kopech under pressure himself once again, but once again finds Doug Britton. And we've been seeing that all night. The pressure's almost getting home. He gets rid of the ball. Doug Britton making another catch. He's got a bunch.
And it almost seems like they've anticipated this in their game plan because they are able to get the ball out so quick, even though they're bringing pressure on them. Look at this.
Run game still going well for Charleston as Ian Francis able to pick up another first down for the Predators. And, still obviously very early here in the fourth quarter, but time does become a factor when it's a 2-score game. I know I personally hate, as a coach, being down 2 scores when the fourth quarter hits, because now it gets really tough.
Yeah, because it depending on how many possessions you get and how well you've been doing all game, if you're not getting down the field all that often, could seem like when you have a fourth down that everything is, no matter where you're at on the field, it's 4-down territory because you never know when you're going to be able to get down there again. First, they have to get the defense to get them a stop, but you can't squander field. 2 times they've gotten the ball at midfield or inside of their opponent's territory, Carolina has, and they squandered it every time.
2nd down and 2. Every drive becomes even more important on defense. They got to get these stops as they're able to make this one a 3rd down and 1. Great game so far. How many likes do we have on this video? However many it is, it's not enough. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And make sure you've got your notifications on so you don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Big 3rd down for both of these teams. Can Charleston keep the drive going? Does Carolina get the stop? It is Charleston who gets the win in that one, and I almost thought there was going to be a face mask call on that one. Ian Francis pulled down to the turf, but not before a Predator first down.
Yeah, and guess what? They've actually had some great blocking right there. Opened up a nice running lane for the running back there to be able to pick it up, and he picked it up actually pretty easily.
First down and 10 inside Carolina territory. 7.5 to go with the clock rolling. Kopech has time, finds a target up top. Guess who? Doug Britton. So he gets a 9-yard pickup. 2nd down and 1.
Look, and what a route that was run right there, because it's their pre-snap motion again that they actually take Doug Britton and move him to the opposite side, and then they have him do, like a 5 to 7 yard quick out right there that actually works to perfection because no one was there. He's wide open.
Ball run up the middle by Francis. He picks up about 2 feet. Sticking to that Imperial System unit of measure.
It's the best way.
America. Somewhere a bald eagle just went, or whatever noise they make.
Yeah, that's
I don't think that was the noise. I hope that's not the noise they make. Oh, another first down picked up by Hoagland. First down and more. Getting up to the 30-yard line. Another nice clock-eating drive here for Charleston. So you see a nice key block set up there.
Yeah, so if we're talking about, Imperial System, metric system.
Yeah.
So how many centimeters did he run?
Lots.
Dude, that 65 yards is how many centimeters?
I just said it. Lots.
Yeah, lots. Need exact
All kinds. At
measurements.
least 100. If not 1,000. I don't know. He went backwards that time. Tackle for a loss for 2. A lot of things going on here on the Virtual Football Network. Even on Thursdays. Thursdays are for the SFLM. Season 10 is underway and resumes this Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern with Boston and New York. In the nightcap, we've got Philadelphia facing San Jose. See the SFL Stars of tomorrow right here on the Virtual Football Network. Another completion, another pickup of 7. 3rd down and 5 for Charleston as this lengthy drive keeps on going. This is actually the first drive of the entire night by either team that has hit double digits, 10 plays and counting.
And they're doing it the right way. You know, I mean, they're probably taking pretty close to, 2+ minutes off the clock already on this drive.
Can they keep it going even further? Kopak has all day, throws to the end zone, and is incomplete. Was trying to connect with Britton, and it falls down to the turf, but they are in field goal range. It'll still be a 2-score game, but now a 2-touchdown game if Cameron Duty can make this. He's only missed 1 on the season out of 10 kicks.
Well, we're going to see how well he did on leg day during the week. You said he can't skip leg day, so here we go. He's going to attempt to kick it, but this is about, once Charleston got in this territory right here. Oh my God, what is going on here?
He skipped leg day. I told you.
Wow.
What the?
And then they just, wow, is that really
A
a
6-yard punt.
6-yard punt?
Cameron, a 6-yard punt. You didn't even punt it as many yards as the number on your jersey, sir. Come on, man.
Oh my God. Like,
Maybe he's got a headache or a splinter.
he's got something, or somebody ain't got faith in him or something, because 6 yards, man, like,
Well, still a 10-point ball game. Carolina
you
has an
shoulda just
opportunity.
went for it.
I know. I don't know. Yeah. 6 yards.
Unless they're that arrogant, says, nah, we're just going to put it. We don't need any more points. Let's see what Carolina can do.
5 minutes to go in this one, down 10.
And it's a running formation. Like, what is going on right now? Like,
Yeah, time is not on your side, Skyhawks. You got to get going. Curtis up top. He's had a quiet night. More injury news. Is that pass down to the bottom? That's just mean.
it's not quite an injury. Well, I don't know. Injured his ego.
He ran to the sideline and then just kept right on going to the tunnel.
He had one bad punt. He refuses to kick a field goal, and then he kicks it 6 yards.
Questionable return with shame. 3rd down and 2. Carolina arguably in 4-down territory here is tackle for a loss, so we'll see if they agree with the 4-down territory diagnosis. Dan Dash gets another one in the backfield.
It has to be.
Yeah,
I see Dunhill in the huddle
he's
right
there.
now. I mean, it has to be.
Listen, this could be the ball game if they don't get this here, because Charleston can keep going with this, and they go with a
what
draw,
a play.
and it's a turnover on downs. Bowman with the stop at the line, and Charleston back in control.
Bowman just shot the gap right there and shut it down. He was either getting a sack or that TFL, and he got the TFL, got his ball back. And look, does Cameron Duty kick it from here?
Oh, no, this is where he was. The ball, nothing happened. Literally that whole sequence, nothing happened. You know what? Take the shame away. You're right back where you were. In fact, I think you gained your 6 yards that you kicked that punt. You know, like the 6-yard punt may as well have been a 6-yard completion, because all that happened was some time ticked off the clock, and you got the ball pretty much where Cameron punted it to.
I'm in shock. I've seen some things, right, of all our seasons in the league, but that was something.
Wow.
He had no confidence in his skill to kick a field goal.
Nope.
And then he proved it by punting it 6 yards.
Punts it 6 yards, and the defense is like, we'll get it for you right there. right where you punted it, that's where we'll get you that ball back.
It's
It's ridiculous. You're watching the Simulation Football League action here on the Virtual Football Networks, the official network of SFLM, SFL, UFL, and so much more coming soon. The Virtual Football Network, where all the best and wonkiest virtual football lives.
I can't get over it. It's insane.
3rd and 4. I hope for Cameron Duty's sake that they pick up this first down, because if they don't, he's going to have to kick a field goal, and I just don't know how this is going to go. Pass over the middle, and Cameron Duty rejoices as the ball is complete to Solomon for a first down, and he gets to sit back down and sip some more Gatorade.
He's probably sweating. Probably didn't even get up and attempt the fake kicks on the side. As you can see the sideline of the shot here.
Yep.
He wasn't up there
No.
kicking into the net.
He's not down. The net looks very, very empty right now. Last 10 pass attempts you can see for Kopak. Been completing a whole bunch, especially in that last 7. Solomon now with 131 yards.
Yeah, and they're probably going to try and run it out right here with their running backs. And look, and Hoagland is actually having a really, really good game right here.
Oh,
averaging
sure
over
is.
7 yards per run here.
Kopak throws end zone,
Solomon.
and that is going to be the ball game as Solomon gets another touchdown catch, and Charleston extends their lead 23-7 with a shaky Cameron Duty extra point pending.
Yeah, and there it is right here. And where did it have most success? Over the middle. And what do they get? They actually get big Xavier Solomon on a safety on the back end. And guess what? The tight end wins it. And you love your tight ends. Throw it to the tight end, and they've thrown to him a ton today. He's got well over 100 yards, and that's his 2nd touchdown on the day. And now they're in a situation where they don't have to do a whole lot.
I'm in Kopak with back-to-back weeks of 3 passing touchdowns and no interceptions. And combined between those 2 weeks, Gerald, he's got darn near 750 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, and no picks. Those are impressive numbers.
Look, and you know what I think helped them out this week as well is that the run game got going a lot better than what it was
for
last
sure.
week. If they can keep this type of thing up and play the defense that they played today, I mean, I think they might be able to turn this season around. And you know what they just did with them beating Carolina tonight? It actually starts to pull all those teams back together within the division right there in the East. So it's going to be something interesting to see and how it goes in it. But this is the type of games you get when you have games within the division. So and we're going to see with Mexico City and Fort Worth tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be blowout one way or the other. I really do think that you guys, you guys struggle to beat Fort Worth historically,
Always.
right? So,
Always.
Look, and you guys beat them last season, I believe, the first time in a little while.
It was. Yeah, they
and
lead the series like 7-3 or something ridiculous.
Right. So and it's just the divisional games. It means a lot.
So first down and 10 for the Skyhawks from the 33-yard line. Down by a bunch. They're going to try to rely on Marcus Dunhill to get back into it, at least make it a closer game. Brett Solberg in the chat says, how does nearly 750 yards in 2 weeks sound? He's the true Week 4 player of the week. You don't get to combine Week 5 stats with Week 4 stats and then declare him to be the Week 4 player of the week. Kenny Slider had 5 touchdowns and just absolutely decimated Denver last week.
You got an honorable mention.
He did, yeah. Twice, in fact. The players or the community voted him as the honorable mention, and I gave it to him too.
Oh, he's wide
Dunhill
open.
to Chris Curtis down the left sideline. Can he go into the end zone? Touchdown, and they make it a closer game. 2:20 to go. Listen, sometimes you see some wonky things happen on the onside kicks. You never know. This one might not be done.
Where was this, right? I think there was a coverage mix-up right there. As you can see, they didn't really know what was going on, but they had some sort of a coverage mix-up.
Yeah.
And
rookie Miranda Dumas was in on coverage, and sometimes those rooks, Well,
I think she
little
missed an
lost.
assignment right there. She's like, "Who do I cover? They're both here. Just pick one," and they both picked the same one, and one was left open.
Yeah. Extra point is up and good. 24-14. We'll see the onside kick and see what happens with that one.
I just don't. If they have some sort of a hands guy out there to pick this off and run it for 40 yards for a touchdown. Oh, he caught it though.
That one is recovered easily by Charleston. They'll take over. Carolina still has a 2-minute warning and all 3 timeouts to try to get this ball back and put some more points on the board. But first they have to stop this Charleston offense. Week 5 of the SFL season 24 rolls on tomorrow, headlined by 2 surprise teams. The 3-1 Queen City Corsairs visit the 3-0 Vancouver Legion at 6:45 p.m. Eastern time. That was our pick for the game of the week. I can't wait to see that one. This run up the middle goes for only a gain of about 2 yards. That'll take us down to the 2-minute warning. Other matchups this weekend include Mexico City and Fort Worth, Bossier City and Indianapolis, and Baltimore at Chicago, all right here on the Virtual Football Network. 2 minutes to go here from Charleston. The Predators out in front by 10. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Great weekend of games lined up, Gerald. And these first couple have been really good.
Yeah, like last week was just, I think last week was the first week we didn't have a shutout, but but this week I like all the matchups we had. This is the one we thought was going to be a little bit lopsided toward Carolina, seeing how both teams' seasons have fared so far.
Right.
But it ended up being exactly the opposite. So this is a game right here that it kind of flipped it on us. We thought it was going to be one way, it ended up another, and the game right on the opposite end of this one that's actually playing as well. It's something that's rather tight itself, and it's what Cam said on the break earlier, like 9 turnovers in that game, kind of keeping a little bit close together. But if it's something that we can, is there going to be a lot more unpredictability in some of the games, right? Like we mentioned, like Florida earlier. Hey, Ron Cochran's out, and we got a situation where, hey, look, that might turn in, and they're playing a winless Nashville team as well out there in Florida this week. Is Nashville going to do something like this? A winless team going into playing a team that is favored to win? Could they upset Florida in their own house? It's possible.
Right. Camera duty on to punt. See if he can eclipse the 6-yard mark on his punt. Oh, look at that one go. Oh, right down to the 2. Put some backspin on that. Oh, not quite. They jump on the ball for good measure. Got an update, final update from Albuquerque. Cameron Irvine at SFL Studios.
Thank you, Mike. Jack Wall on an onside kick return takes it all the way back for a score. That might be the first tight end to return an onside kick in league history. Nothing went right for Lexington tonight, 28-7. They have 4 minutes left in that one.
Thank you, Cam. That looked like the slowest kick return touchdown in the history of the league.
Say the same
I was
thing.
like, was he walking?
It looks like the slowest kick return ever.
It looked like both teams were just like, I'm done. Are you done? Yeah. Well, okay. I'm just gonna walk this in. You're just gonna walk with me. Cool. That sounds good. Wow. Well, hey, we picked that one right at least.
Yeah, we're starting off the week great.
Are we?
With our picks.
Oh yeah, we didn't pick this one.
No.
So we're still 100%. For some reason, I thought I remembered you picking Carolina because that just seems to be what you do. And then if you had, let me put let's say this.
It would be my fault.
We didn't pick, but if you had picked, would you have picked 3-1 Carolina or 0-4 Charleston?
3-1 Carolina.
And that's why they lost.
That is
you
why they
subconsciously picked them.
It's just what we do.
Now, they're never going to marry you. Thunhill up top. That one's picked off, and this one is just over. As Leo Morris gets the interception, seals the day. 1 or 2 or maybe 3 kneel downs. You know what? I had to do some math. It's 3, and then this one will be all done.
The math wasn't math.
I didn't know how much time was left in the game. I had to find the clock. Oh, $1.25. Three kneel down.
It's only right in front of our face all around the stadium. I can't believe you didn't see it.
I got.
You got distracted.
I have a headache. Ivan Kopak ends the day 18-36, over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Very impressive day. Listen, Xavier Solomon had a good day. 6 catches, 143 yards. Doug Britton, 7 catches, 108 yards. Heck, even Doug Spelling with his 3 catches, only 28 yards, but he had a touchdown. But I think Iman Kopak, he gets my player of the game. How about you?
Yeah, look, I know Iman Kopak, right? He very likely deserves it, but I am going to give the game ball to, I think, which is an unsung hero of what made the offense as good as it was today. and that is Nick Hoagland and him being able to run the ball. You know, him averaging over 6 yards a carry tonight. I do think that's what helped them get going and open up some of that passing game because, look, Carolina didn't know what to expect at that point. They wasn't expecting somewhat of a good run game from Charleston, and I think it caught them by surprise. I mean, they were expecting a pass, but when you had to mix in the run with it and they were running successfully, I think it opened up the pass even more for them to be successful, and I think that's why they were able to run away with the game.
Yeah, I agree. It's, you know, they've had some real close ones. I talked about how their playoffs start this week. Well, there you go. A nice convincing win over your division rival, Carolina, 24-14, the final in this one. Final kneel down from Iman Kopech as the clock is about to strike 0. And with that, Carolina will fall to 3-2 on the season, and Charleston will improve to 1-4. Next up for the Skyhawks, they'll be back home in week 6. They will host the currently 3-1 Florida Storm on Saturday, February 8th at 6:30. But will Ron Cochran be available for that one? He's out this week. For Charleston, they hit the road. They head down south, further south than they already are, to Mexico City. Face the Aztecs on Sunday, February 9th. Coming up later on this weekend, on Saturday, we've got Mexico City at Fort Worth, Queen City at Vancouver, Bossier City at Indianapolis, and Baltimore at Chicago. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Charleston wins it 24-14. For Gerald Smith, Jacob Gleer, Cameron Irvine, and Matt Wilson, who's always with me in spirit, I'm Mike Dykes. Thanks for joining us. Be kind to one another. Always choose happy and have a great night.